If anyone tells you that a certain person speaks ill of you, do not make excuses about what is said of you, but answer, "He was ignorant of my other faults, else he would not have mentioned these alone." Man is not worried by real problems, so much as by his imagined anxieties about real problems. If one oversteps the bounds of moderation, the greatest pleasures cease to please. We must not believe the many who say that only free people ought to be educated, but we should rather believe the philosophers who say that only the educated are free. Difficulties are things that show a person what they are. We should not moor a ship with one anchor, or our life with one hope. The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. It is the nature of the wise to resist pleasures, but the foolish to be a slave to them. The beginning of philosophy is a consciousness of your own weakness and inability in necessary things. It is impossible for a man to be free if he is a slave to his passions. Nature hath given men 1 tongue but 2 ears, that we may hear from others twice as much as we speak. The 2 powers which in my opinion constitute a wise man are those of bearing and forbearing. Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them. Not every difficult and dangerous thing is suitable for training, but only that which is conducive to success in achieving the object of our effort. Happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle: some things are within our control, and some things are not. We should not be upset by the things that go wrong, as long as we are doing the best we can. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. In prosperity, it's very easy to find a friend. In adversity, nothing is more difficult. To accuse others for one's own misfortunes is a sign of want of education. To accuse oneself shows that one's education has begun. To accuse neither oneself nor others shows that one's education is complete. It is not so much what happens to you as how you think about what happens. Happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle: some things are within our control, and some things are not. No person has the power to have everything they want, but it is in their power not to want what they don't have, and to cheerfully put to good use what they do have. We have within us the power to rise above whatever is currently happening in our lives. Wealth is like sea water. The more we drink, the thirstier we become. The only way to happiness is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will. We should not be upset by the things that go wrong, as long as we are doing the best we can. Don't just say you have read books Show that through them you have learned to think better. To be a more discriminating and reflective person, books are the training weights of the mind. They are very helpful, but it would be a bad mistake to suppose that one has made progress simply by having internalized their contents. How long are you going to wait before you demand the best for yourself and in no instance bypass the discriminations of reason? You have been given the principles that you ought to endorse, and you have endorsed them. What kind of teacher? Then, are you still waiting for in order to refer your self-improvement to him? You are no longer a boy, but a full-grown man. If you are careless and lazy now and keep putting things off, and always deferring the day after which you will attend to yourself, you will not notice that you are making no progress, but you will live and die as someone quite ordinary. From now on, then, resolve to live as a grown-up who is making progress, and make whatever you think best a law that you never set aside. And whenever you encounter anything that is difficult, or pleasurable, or highly or lowly regarded, remember that the contest is now. You are at the Olympic Games. You cannot wait any longer, and that your progress is wrecked or preserved by a single day and a single event. That is how Socrates fulfilled himself, by attending to nothing except reason in everything he encountered. And you, although you are not yet a Socrates, should live as someone who at least wants to be a Socrates. Any person capable of angering you becomes your master. He can anger you only when you permit yourself to be disturbed by him. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Other people's views and troubles can be contagious. Don't sabotage yourself by unwittingly adopting negative, unproductive attitudes through your associations with others. Remember, it is not enough to be hit or insulted to be harmed. You must believe that you are being harmed. If someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation, which is why it is essential that we not respond impulsively to impressions. Take a moment before reacting, and you will find it easier to maintain control. First, learn the meaning of what you say, and then speak. I laugh at those who think they can damage me. They do not know who I am. They do not know what I think. They cannot even touch the things which are really mine and with which I live. Attach yourself to what is spiritually superior, regardless of what other people think or do. Hold to your true aspiration no matter what is going on around you. Has your child died? It is restored. Has your wife died? She is restored. Has your estate been taken away? That likewise is restored. But it was a bad man who took it. What is it to you by whose hands he who gave it has demanded it again, while he permits you to possess it? Hold it as something not your own, as do travelers at an inn. For whatsoever happens, it belongs to me to derive advantage therein from.